me just for a second see if I can mute the mic. That'll be embarrassing. Yeah, it just turned off. Okay. Although it's still flashing up on there. Never mind that. Okay. Welcome to the stream, people. Usually I stream on Twitch. I have got some YouTube videos on there, so please feel free to check them out. But this is kind of one of the first times that I've done a proper Ark stream on YouTube. Just because I kind of thought it would be a different experience for me. And just to see kind of what people's reactions really. Whether you think the videos are good or not, or whether they're worthwhile, I don't know. Basically, the title of this is Quarantine Lockdown because, obviously, because of everything going on at the minute with COVID-19, I'm kind of fed up of hearing it. I guess you are as well. Stay at home, stay safe. Yeah, okay. Enough of that. But basically, because of all of that, because I've been stuck at home, it's just given me loads of time to work on my base on Ark, pretty much. So I can't complain. But I thought I'd quickly just show you, give you a little bit of a tour of my base. As you can see, we've got a little adolescent Rex here that I hatched yesterday, the day before maybe. We've got these that are taking absolutely ages. I mean, I think it took like 30 hours to get it to nearly 10%, something like that. Yeah, stressful. With dinos as well, they have to get the maturation rate to 10% before they'll automatically feed out of a feeding trough without you having to go into their inventory like so, and then sort of, you know, manually feed them. They'll just eat out of the feeding trough here. As you can see, it's just fully stocked up with meat at the minute. Okay, so I've been breeding and breeding like absolutely crazy. It doesn't seem like it now, but you can see sort of how my setup is at the minute. I managed to get someone to craft another cryo fridge for me. I'm so lazy. I like to get people to craft stuff for me and pay them to do it, just because I hate crafting and gathering resources and stuff. That being said, I collect metal a lot, and then I tend to trade in ingots. So you can see some of the two little owls I got this morning. This is one of the anklos that I've hatched through another anklo that I got from a trade. I got some anklo eggs, I hatched them, and then I bred them, and then I've hatched my own anklos myself, sort of thing. You know, bred them myself. Here we have the other anklos. This is my main anklo at the minute, my male one, but it's probably going to be replaced soon, hopefully. Then you've got the females, so 270 and 250, they're the ones I've been breeding to get the ones that you've seen down there. I did lose some frogs as well. I don't know whether I can show you from here. Probably not be able to. Sometimes I can close that as I'm falling down. There we go. Let's do that. So, we'll take Flame out really quickly. Flame I got from a trade, an Argent egg. The highest, for some reason, that I could get my Argents up to was level 246. I've got level 246 male and 246 female. In fact, I've got like 2 or 3 of each male and female 246, and I just can't seem to breed past that level for some reason. The highest level I'm getting is 246. Thankfully, I managed to get this out of a trade, and it's 385, which is significantly better. So I'm just going to breed this with the female one that I hatched as well. So I did have some froggies in here in a little taming pen, but then yesterday there was a level 145 Rex in there, and I think he just kind of obliterated my frogs, which is a little bit annoying, but to be fair, I wasn't really using them. As you can see, I've walled off a fair bit of my base here. It's hard to see here. I did originally build over here. This was my like kind of original go-to spot when I play Ark. You'll probably notice if you're into Ark that I'm playing on the island map. I've always played on the island. Like I've tried Scorched Earth, I have tried the Center, I've tried other maps and stuff. I haven't tried the later DLC and things, but I just tend to prefer the island just because I kind of know where everything is, you know. So this is the spot I usually build on. You can see like it's a really good little base position because you knock down all of this stone and then you've got like a little cubby hole kind of thing, like tucks underneath the mountain a little bit, and then you've got all of this. This here to build on. They can see someone's walled it off, so that's kind of what I did before when I built here, but someone was already built here, so I thought we won't go ahead and do that, we'll build somewhere else. Hence why I built up here. an email. Never mind that. Okay, so let's head back to the base. I hate it when it rains on Ark. It's such a ball ache. So as you can see, I extended all the way down to here. I'm probably going to extend it again a little bit further. But I'll be honest, like if you've played on Ark before, like servers and things, you'll notice like some people's bases are absolutely massive, and they just cause a massive amount of lag. And I've noticed my base has started to become a bit laggy with all the dinos and the buildings and stuff. So there was another little building here earlier. I've demolished it, and I'm trying to build and advance and expand my base, but at the same time I'm trying to be quite conservative and not build too much or necessarily. I probably have already, but anyway. So you can see I've got the two wyverns at the minute, Joker and Electra. I've got my Rex that my mate hatched and bred. I've got the Sarcos here, pretty cool colours. This is my original Sarco that I got, and then I've been hatching Sarcos ever since, trying to get the level up. Again, I'm stuck on 192 at the minute. Where is it? There you go. 192. So I must have bred about 30 Sarcos. And the last batches I've had, I had like a level 192. Other than that, I've been stuck at that level for some reason. I can't seem to breed higher than that. Let's get down a second. So I've got my owls here as well. Then you can see some birds up there. You've already seen the anklo. You've already seen the snow owl. We don't want to see them again. Let me just, I kind of need to work on the base a little bit. My son was like, he's obsessed with like parkour and stuff, so we just like built a few little, we're messing around with some little different ramps up here, so you can kind of jump on the air conditioners, jump on here, and then like just kind of mess around a little bit, have a little bit of fun. Could probably extend it, maybe like make an outside one all around the base or something. Would be pretty fun. Maybe like a little door here so you can go out and then round the base and around it. So I'm going to show you my cryo fridges pretty quickly. There you go. So I've got loads of Argent. See, these are the ones I was talking about earlier, level 246. For some reason when I breed them I can't seem to get past that level. If anyone knows why, drop a comment in the comment section, please let me know. I'd appreciate that. Whether it's just that just keep me to persevere and keep, you know, breeding and then eventually I'll get a high level, I don't know. I do have a load more gigas in here as well, but they just take so long to raise that raising two at a time is a bit of a ball ache as it is, let alone getting into the 10% maturity. Yeah, you can see some of them in there. I'm not going to focus on that too much longer. Is this one leveled up yet? Oh, no. So I'm waiting for him to fully mature so I can breed him with this one again, Flame, and see if we can get a high level one. So we're going to take one of my dragons out for a little spin. Why not? In fact, we might go and get some metal in a minute. So if anyone does have any questions or wants a little bit of advice about Ark, or if you're interested in Ark and you'd like to know a little bit more, anything like that, drop a comment in the comment section and I'll get back to you. I have been playing Ark on the PS4 since release day. Don't know everything about it, and I wouldn't admit to. Like, I don't have any of the later DLC content or anything like that. But I know a little bit, a fair bit. So anything I can help with, I'd be more than happy to. Hold on 1 second. Let me just turn the light on. Hold on, mate. 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. I usually check here for... There we go. I usually check here for beaver dams. Also, by the way, like if anyone does watch this and they could help me out, I'm thinking about getting a new PS4 headset at some point. Like, I was streaming through Twitch quite a lot with the Elgato HD 60S with my PC and an overlay, etc., etc. but I kind of like fallen out of interest with it a little bit. Hence why I kind of thought, you know, I just streamed to YouTube for a bit of a difference, bit of a change, bit of a change of change of scenery, you know. I like Twitch. I enjoy streaming on Twitch, and I enjoy being able to like comment back to people that are chatting and interact with people. But at the same time, YouTube is an amazing platform as well. So, and I've already got a few videos on YouTube. Nothing amazing, but it's just something different, something bit of a change for me. So this is my friend's base here, Adra Hill. We kind of look after each other's bases as well. There's only me and him in the tribe. Oh, there's a Rex egg there. I'm gonna go put that in his fridge. Ah! I'm stuck! So that's the only thing about the wyvern, they're so cumbersome. Like, they just get in the way of everything. So you can see my mate's got some Rexes he's raising at the minute. We're actually trying to get a Rex army at the minute. We've got a fair few Rexes. I think I'm sure I read or heard someone say you need like 15 or 20 to take on the boss, which is what we want to try and do. We want to try and take on the bosses on the map by the different obelisks, which are the coloured things. So there's one sort of latitude 25, longitude 25. Then the green one's sort of the middle right hand side of the map, and then the green one's the bottom left hand side of the map. No, I'm wrong, Honor. Okay, the blue's the top left, the green's the far right hand side of the middle of the map, and the red is in the bottom left. Wow, that was a lot of effort. Sorry about that. So we were going to put if it's still there, we're going to put the Rex egg in the thing for him. Nope. Oh, god damn it. It despawned. Never mind. Let's go and see if we can find a Giga or something to kill for fun. I did have I'm not sure if it's on this server. I had a trap built on one of these mountains to catch a Giga. I've never actually tamed one myself. Oh my god, they've got a lot of dinos. See what I mean about the lag? There you go. Lag. That's what I mean. I like having a big base, but I think also you've got to kind of be a bit realistic. Like, the larger base you have, then the more it's just going to lag, you know. By the way, big shout out to 109 here, if anyone does watch this. Island 109 official EU PvE server. I have played PvP, if that was a question anyone was going to ask. I do like the PvP, but I much prefer the small tribes servers, and also the offline raid protection. Because when you haven't got offline raid protection, obviously as soon as you log offline, people can just destroy your base. And the offline raid protection gives you like a 15 or 20 minute window, so you're protected for that period of time while you've logged offline. So it's just like a little bit of a... I mean, I enjoy PvP, but I don't have 10, 12 hours to play every day on one server and rebuild and attack and like, I enjoy playing it, but I think you need to be in a big tribe, or you need to have a decent amount of people within your tribe to be able to actually do something, you know. So one tip, it's not really a tip as such, but I collected them earlier, so I can't really show you now, but basically cementing paste, beaver dams are a really good way to get cementing paste. So I always tend to kind of like fly over different sections of water. I'm sure there is different ones on the map, like if I point the arrow sort of directly ahead there, latitude 15, longitude 70, 68, something like that. These little sort of white circly type thing. little bit of rock it looks like on the map over there. I think beaver dams spawn there as well. I'm sure they spawn in other places, not just this spot that I'm going to show you. There you go. I think that's one there. It's good timing. So a good thing with beaver dams is to raid them. If you do have a wyvern, this is what I kind of tend to do now. I'm quite lazy with it. Have a quick look around, see if there is a beaver near, because they don't really do a lot of damage, but they're a pain in the arse. I tend to fly the wyvern up really close to it, just drop in. If you can jump straight back on the wyvern, do that. There we go. Get rid of some of this. There's the beavers. Okay. So yeah, you kind of get beaver dams spawning all the way up and down here. So you see where that pillar is, like just above my head there, the pillar and the ceiling tile thing. I won't probably go any further past this bit if you're just looking for the ones particularly in this water. You tend to find them sort of around here, underneath me, around here, back here a little bit, maybe up here a little bit. Not much further. They do spawn in different places, but obviously sometimes people build on the spawns and block the spawns, and bear. You tend to find people moan in chat if you block spawns, people go mad. Ooh, let's kill some stuff. Crispy fried Dodicarus. What I was doing, I haven't done it for a while because I've already got like quite a few Sarcos, and obviously the highest level wild dino that you can get are up to level 150 max. They don't get any higher, and my male at the minute is 190. My female's 192, so I'm not too bothered about trying to tame something else and just getting a few extra levels. It's just easier to breed them. Get out of here. Let's get out of here. So you can see the lag there a little bit, where it's like taking the time to load in the resources for the game. So I was tempted to tile this bit off here at the top. So at the top of the building where the industrial forge is. You can see I've placed one roof tile. I'm tempted to take it off because I just think it's probably better to try and keep the base smaller than just keep expanding it, because otherwise it's just going to be too much lag. I've started to try and get rid of a few of my older dinos and like birds and my flyers like these I don't need at all. But I don't know if I'm claiming them, whether they'll like die after a period of time or whether they'll stay there until someone claims them or they starve or what, I don't know. Done these, I don't know. So the Lystrosaurus, if you didn't know, when you pet him, it acts as like a XP boost for a certain area. So you can see here, these guys aren't getting the XP boost, but you can see the guys up here are with the yellow triangle with the plus symbol pointing upwards. And these ones, yeah. Although I don't think they get the boost when they're adolescent, even though they're saying that they will. Dog's being a pain, as usual. So that's kind of my base, you know. I said these are me circles. I got my little mammoth here, my Bronto. Out. Dirty dog. Hold on 1 second, people. Be right back. Sorry about that. Yeah, so back to what I was saying before. I'm using the Turtle Beach XP500 headset at the minute. It's an old headset. I've got the chat cable. It doesn't actually say on there. No. So it's the Turtle Beach XP500 that I've got at the minute with the amp. It's a really good headset. It's an old headset. It still has AA batteries, 2 AA batteries in the side of it that you have to change like sort of every 8 or 10 hours or so. So I'm looking at getting a different headset. I'm quite picky though with my headsets. I like the one function that I really like, that I'd definitely want in the headset, other than obviously the speakers and the mic. I'd like to have I think it's called chat back or something. I can't remember what the actual voice. I think it's mic monitoring. I think that's the actual terminology for it, mic monitoring. I think. Which basically allows when you speak to be able to hear a certain amount of your voice back. And some people might think, oh, why the hell would you want to hear your own voice? It sounds awful. Which I'd agree with, especially my voice. But the reason is basically, it's kind of like, you know, when you're listening to music and you've got your headphones on and someone says something to you and you answer them, but you shout really loud because you listen to the music, you can't kind of hear your own voices clearly, so you tend to speak more loudly, or kind of like, you know, shout at people rather. And mic monitoring, when you speak on the mic, lets you hear a little bit of your voice back in the headphones, so it kind of eliminates that feel of like you blocking out your voice when you speak, so you can hear a little bit back, so you can sort of tell what level you're speaking at, whether it's too softly or too loud, or do you know what I mean? It's just, I just think it's a really neat little feature, and I just personally like it. Some people hate it, but personally I do like it. But that's just me. I don't know if anyone has any experience with headsets for the PS4. Please feel free to let me know, drop a comment. And I will be looking at doing some more videos, definitely in the future, especially if I can get to 10 likes on this video, then I'll definitely do another Ark video, maybe with the boss. I'm just trying to think if there's any other little tips and things that I could show you, that, I mean, just think. Ooh. I need to fix this gap here, it's bugging me. So there's my little trap there. This is what I was using to trap Sarcos, as it's bringing them out of the swamps and stuff. Ooh, hello. Oh, I didn't mean to eat that. I tend to eat mushrooms quite a lot, because they blur your vision, but they also give you loads of food. So when you kind of like haven't got a lot, mushrooms are always really good to give you a little bit of a health boost, or they do blind you for a little bit, so I can kind of manage with it. You can still kind of see what you're doing, just to wait for it to time itself out a little bit. I mean, we could try and get a circle or something, but so I think I just prefer breeding at the minute. Like,
I like taming dinos on this game, but I think because I've played on different servers and stuff, I'm kind of bored of taming now. I prefer breeding. That being said, I did go mental with breeding, and like, because it's ×3 at the minute, like I'm playing on an official server 109, but it is ×3 at the minute, so which is pretty cool, but it just encourages me to breed like mad. And then what you tend to find is, obviously, like with certain pets, you'll have like a countdown timer. See it with any of these because I've done them. See it with the Rex and stuff. When they want care, and when you've got like 7 or 8 different dinos, you'll tend to find that when you care for them at different times, you just end up constantly being online. That's the downside of it, which not necessarily a bad thing for some people, but you know, you want a little bit of downtime. You don't want to be constantly logged into the game and doing stuff. I tend to go AFK a lot, and then I'll sit on a chair. In fact, it's a really good tip. A very silly, very easy little tip. When you've started in Ark, or if you're new to Ark, you're starting off, anything like that. Even if you've been playing Ark for a while, if you didn't know, if I stand still here, okay, and you can see my water will slowly go down. So at the minute it's 49.1 at the, and my food is 85.7. So there you go. It says 49.0 now. 48.9. So if I sit on the chair now, what you'll notice is those figures shouldn't drop now. There you go. It's a good little way to level up if you're new to Ark as well. Especially if you can craft like cementing paste. Not cementing paste, narcotic, sorry. So this stuff, which is you need spoiled meat for, and narcotic berries. But yeah, chairs are always very useful. In your base, always make sure you have a chair, especially if you tend to go AFK a lot. Because if I just stand here now and I went off and made a drink or whatever and came back in 10 minutes, my character could be thirsty or run out of food, run out of water, and then start dying, and I'd come back into the game and they'd be starving or thirsty, and plus the sound effects really irritate me. But if you sit on a chair, it'll stop your food and your water from going down. It's just a nice little trick, little tip as well. So if you're at home, always have a chair in your base, because especially like if you want to AFK level a little bit, you know, you can kind of sit on the chair. I'm not encouraging you to do this, but I'm going to say it anyway. And get like an elastic band or something and push your analog stick, so it's just like constantly pushing in a certain direction. Like if you put your controller upside down and push the analog stick into a certain direction and like put the weight on it so it holds it into place, it'll stop you from being like logged offline for inactivity. At least it does, or it used to anyway. I don't know if they've changed it, but I use that quite a lot to level up, just AFK and stuff. Because while you're online, you do get a bit of passive experience. Also, as well, if you don't have a chair, or you can't be arsed with a chair, or if you're just anti-chair, I don't know. If you jump on one of your mounts will get a slight boost of experience, like passive experience. And also, I think it slows down your water and your food, like requirement timing, so you won't need food and water as much, I don't think. But definitely when you're sat on the chair, those stats won't go down. So it's always handy to have one. Anyway, I feel like I spent 10 minutes talking about a chair, so I'm gonna shut up. Another little tip, very, very basic tips, some of these now, but basically if you get, so you see this is about to spoil. If you want to make loads of rotten meat, it's going to be different obviously for Xbox, but for PlayStation, you can press triangle and it'll split it, it'll half basically that stack. You can do it again, we'll get 9 and 10, do it again, we'll get 5 and 5. What you can do now is if you press square, it'll actually like separate a single piece of meat out of that stack. It does it with like berries and stuff all the same. See what I mean? Look, half, 1. So when you want to spoil loads of meat, if you want to make loads of a narcotic, just separate those out into individual stacks. those while we're waiting. And there we go. Boom. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. So we've got 35 spoiled meat now. What you tend to find, like, if you see there's a 4 stack there, so when that stack, the countdown goes from 9 minutes 45 seconds down to 0, one piece of meat will spoil, so that will turn to 36 spoiled meat, and then you'll have 3 raw meat. So when you split them into individual stacks, you can just spoil meat a hell of a lot quicker. Another very basic tip if you're new to Ark or you started off in Ark, generally the further south you are, generally the safer the map is. The further you go north, the more you tend to find the more aggressive carnivores and stuff. You do still get certain carnivores and things, like even though I'm in the middle of the map I still get Rexes and stuff nearby, but not as much. But if you see directly out to sea there where the arrow's pointing, which is like 84 longitude and 85 latitude, the bottom right hand corner there, that little island, that's Herbivore Island. This is just the island map, by the way, but just literally, as the name suggests, you will just get herbivores on that island. Top right up there, the far top right hand side of the map, that's Carnivore Island. So obviously, again, you'll get all herbivores. No, I'm joking. You'll get carnivores predominantly. I think pretty sure it's just carnivores and just herbivores for that one. I tend to stay out of the north left hand side of the map. Anything to do with the top middle there and the left hand side, the snow areas, very, very brutal. Until you've leveled up a little bit and you can make some fur armor, and there's a curry, I think it's Friar Curry or something, that you can make that will give you like a boost for your, like, protect you from the hypothermia, cold. How else can... See, when I first started playing Ark, you can see obviously the blue arrow. There was no arrow. There was no indicator to tell you where you were on the map, other than standing around. If you were by that thing, standing right next to it, then you knew exactly where you were on the map, and you can kind of gauge where you are from, like, if you took away that blue arrow, you'd still kind of have a bit of an idea where you are by looking around your directions and structures and stuff. But it's a ball ache, and when I first started, that blue arrow was not there. It was a nightmare. And when you died as well, when you die now, there's like a green light that shows where you died, your corpses. That feature wasn't enabled either when I first started playing, so it was very, very brutal. If you are new to Ark and you're interested in getting into Ark, or if you have tried Ark and you thought, you know what, no, it's not for me, it's too difficult, I can guarantee you I was probably the same way. Like, when I first started playing Ark, Ark is a very brutal game. Until you kind of get used to the structure, the mechanics, how to play, until you've spent a long time dying and working out how to play the game, then you can kind of struggle, because there is quite a big learning curve to Ark. But I think also the game is quite brutal for new players, because even the smallest dino or the weakest dino, when you first start off, could quite easily kill you. Half of this stuff I'm killing with my wire wreck. I'd probably get killed, especially the Therizinosaurus or Therizinosaur, which is like the bladed thing that I just killed. I'm trying to see if there's another one through here. Oh, there's a Quetz there. I dropped my spyglass, I died and I've lost it. I want to try and find out what level this is. It'd be very difficult without a spyglass. Ooh. I should probably get a spyglass, this is so difficult. I have managed to tame one of these before by following it with a 15 was that, or was that 115? I think it was 15. Yeah, I have managed to tame one before with a what are they called? Forget the name of the dino. It might come to me in a minute. There was one here. Tapajara. That's it. The Tapajaras. You can ride. There's like you can get one with like a double saddle seat, so you can ride on the back of it and then shoot at the same time. But then you have to like whistle to get the flyer to follow or attack whatever you're trying to. Like for the Quets, for example, like trying to tame the Quets, you have to shoot it down to the ground to be able to do that. Although apparently now you can use a Snow Owl to do that. Snow Owls have like a healing freeze ability that can kind of knock dinos from the air to the ground. So I think I'm going to end the video there for tonight. I apologise, there hasn't been a lot more structure. I have been breeding loads and I was hoping to have like a few little babies to hatch and stuff for you. What the hell? What was that noise? I've got a Giga in there, but it's my mate's, so I'm not going to touch that. But you can see I have been breeding like crazy. I killed quite a lot of the dinos and stuff because they're just kind of running out of room. So you've got some more enclosed there and stuff. Another 289 Giga. There's the beast again. If you have got a small base, by the way, and these guys, another little tip, I'm 99% sure you can tame those guys really easily with rare flowers, which you can get from the swamps, I believe. You can also get from beaver dams. But when you eat one, they will basically aggro all dinosaurs around you to attack you, all the wild dinos. But they tame really easily with like one or two of those flowers. That's just a nice little tip if you have got them. Save you sort of spending ages trying to tame it. I think with these as well, you don't knock it out. You just you put inventory, like you see the last slot there, which is like where I'm highlighting across on the far right hand side, the berries. You sort of passively tame them, so you don't knock them out unconscious. You just tame them as they're kind of like walking around. Is this thing fully sweet? Okay. Fact. Let's just quickly move this one. I'm stuck! I really need to rework this base. It's becoming so difficult to navigate around in here. It's going to be a ball ache, this is. Oh man, you know what? I'm going to take the coward's way out here. Just going to shrink it rather than trying to fly it up. It's just going to be easier. If people do enjoy this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to. If I can get to 10 likes, then I'm going to look at doing a different video, either a baby hatching video where I'll just hatch a ton of eggs and see what we get, or I will maybe go hunting, try and do a boss or something. So if that's something you want to see, please drop a comment or like the video. If it gets to 10 likes, then I'm going to definitely look at doing another video. Let's just set this bad boy breeding for a second. Ah! Move! Get out the way! So I've got this bit here as well. Kind of leads you around to the industrial forge. I was tempted to build like a little balcony on here or something. I wanted like a giant catapult turret sort of thing to shoot stuff off here in the swamp. I thought it would be pretty fun to do. We'll show you another little another tip really quickly as well. When you're new to the game, it's difficult sometimes to get metal. I'll just show you really quickly. By the way, once you can, try and get metal picks and stuff because they make a massive difference. It's going to be easier for me to show you here. There we go. Right. See in the water, you've got these bits of stone here, but you've also got the circular smaller ones. So if you hit these, kind of proved me wrong though. Go away, Prawn. Try this one. I was going to say you tend to get small amounts of metal from these, but I'm not at the minute for some reason. So there's certain stones in water, like smaller circular stones, that you get a small amount of metal from. If you're new to the game, sometimes it is difficult to get metal. Just a nice little tip. Let's just go and get that egg quickly. Where is it? Where is it? There. Does that look like 2 eggs? Okay. I'm going to throw this egg down and then maybe we'll end the video. Go. In fact, I'll save this egg, and if we get to 10 likes, then the next video I'll do will hatch this thing straight away. I'll bring the timer down for it to like literally a couple of seconds, and then I'll hatch it at the start of the next video. What I'll try and do as well, I might save up a load of other dinos. I'll breed them and save all the eggs in here, and then maybe do like a massive egg unhatching hatching unhatching ceremony. How about that? Alright, thank you very much for watching, people. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like button, drop a comment if there's anything you'd like to add to the video, if you've got any questions or anything like that. If you have enjoyed it as well, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much, people. Appreciate you tuning in.